that produces 1,000 horsepower and 950 foot-pounds of torque, and we'd like to call it the Hellephant.
Alright guys, you know, what's funny is, I don't know why I'm surprised. I really shouldn't be surprised. You know, kind of taken back by the Hellcat. And then, like, the Demon, like, blew my mind. I really don't understand to this day why they take the Demon. But I love it, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised by the news that everybody knows by now. Obviously, you clicked the video, obviously you heard about it. So, Dodge released the Hellephant, I believe it's pronounced crate engine. Let's jump right into it, guys. First of all, it's a $19,000, well, I think it's just under a $20,000 engine. So that you can get, it's a crate motor, which I did guess if you guys been following my channel or watching some of my previous videos. We've been talking about this potential motor coming out. We've actually talked about the 426 in general over the summer. I've made a few videos talking about how there was going to be no 426 in a production car. I didn't say production car, but that's what I was intending. There was going to be no 426 putting like an SRT. It was kind of like the guess everybody had, which made sense. They stopped for 2019. They stopped the SRT model, so basically you have the Scat Pack and a bunch of different trims of Scat Pack now, or you go right to the SRT Hellcat. There really is nothing in between. So everybody kind of speculated that, hey, the next SRT, the next NA SRT, is going to have a 426. So I did a video on that. Now we know that it's a crate motor, which I guessed. Even at the last trailer, they kind of had what appeared to be an old school Charger, which we'll talk about here in a second, because that was kind of released for the SEMA show as well. So let's dive back into it, guys. So, you know, we're talking about $20,000 motor. They even offer the harness and the whole other kit, the plug-and-play kit, they call it, which I think is under $2,000. So $23,000, you have something you're ready to go to throw into your old school Mopar or whatever project car you might want to do. We're talking 1,000 horsepower. That's going to be flywheel horsepower. I'm assuming it's on pump gas, is my assumption. So we're talking about more power than Demon. We're talking about, I'm assuming, some type of warranty. We're talking aluminum block, which is interesting, by the way, because I believe the Hellcat is not aluminum. I believe it's iron. So this is aluminum block, forged internals. It's going to be a pretty crazy sick setup. So like I was saying, guys, this is 426, or a 7-liter, if you follow it that way. This 7-liter Hemi motor is going to be a complete motor. You're talking water pump, you're talking injectors, fuel pump, everything will be ready to be dropped in. All you need to buy is the harness kit, like I mentioned previously. Like I mentioned, we're talking aluminum block, 1,000 horsepower. It's, you know, it's very astonishing motor. There's not a ton of specs. I don't really know yet. I didn't see anything about compression ratio or any of that kind of thing, but obviously we get the gist of it. 3-liter supercharger, forged motor. I want to say it's running on pump gas, 1,000 horsepower. They did display the motor in their SEMA show concept 1968 Dodge Charger. They're calling it the Super Pause Charger. When I say pause, I mean they don't mean supercharger as in the engine being supercharged. It's super, and then like think Dodge Charger, so Supercharger. So that is the name of the car. Pretty cool car. It looks pretty neat. I like it. It's got obviously this literally either a Demon hood or something representing a Demon hood. It's got that old school, I would say like that Fast and Furious kind of gray going. It kind of reminds me of one of the Fast and Furious Chargers, if you will. But overall, it's neat. So the big question, guys, I mean, this is, everybody kind of predicted this is going to be a crate motor. The very first teaser was, you know, cratehemi.com. So everybody kind of knew it was going to be a crate motor, including myself. That was what I guessed. So we have a crate motor. We have, I guess, cut to the chase, guys. The big question is something like this going to make its way into the production car? That's where I want to go with this video. Tell me what you guys think. Is it going to make its way into a production car? I don't know. Like I said in my previous video, we're already in 2019. They could throw it in a production car at the end of 2019, and then 2020 pops around, and then, as far as I know, 2021 is a brand new chassis. Like I mentioned in a previous video, they could easily put it in at the end of this year and then transfer it over into the next body like Ford did with the Coyote motor. They brought that motor out in 2013 for the S197 chassis, and it's now offered in the S550 chassis, which is now the 2015 to current model. So it's interesting. And when you think below, that's where I want to see where this is going to go. It's a lot of R&D they went into this, especially when I would assume all the R&D went into this Demon motor, which is now trickled down to the Red Eye. So I don't know. Well, it's interesting to see they'd actually put the time and energy into this. It's almost confusing, to be honest with you, because it's like I feel like CEOs of other companies dream of doing things like this, and I'm not trying to sound like, you know, like I'm just kissing Dodge's ass, but every time they do something, it's like, how do these meetings go down? And they sit down and they're like, all right, what would you do if you just didn't care about anything? What would you create? And I feel like that's just Dodge's attitude. It is working, by the way. They are making lots of money. The Charger and Challenger sales have been skyrocketing. I think competing, if not beating, the Mustang, which has been like the #1 selling car for a while. So it's interesting, guys, especially where we're going in this economy. I find this stuff interesting. So most importantly, comment below about if you think this motor is going to go into a production car. Tell me what you think of this motor, and tell me if you think Dodge is making the right calls. By the way, we can start talking about this now, guys, because we're in an interesting climate from an economical standpoint. Of this manufacturer just like doesn't give a shit, to be honest with you, about anything, and I'm not complaining. I think it's pretty hilarious and awesome all at the same time. So comment what you think below, and I appreciate you guys watching. It's just going to be a short video for tonight, guys. Take it easy. Have a good night. All right, peace.
We came to SEMA 2 years ago and launched our Crate Hemi program with our 345 and 392 engines. Last year we came with our 6.2 liter supercharged Hellcrate, so 707 horsepower. So this year we delved back into our history books a little bit, and we're bringing a 426 cubic inch engine, aluminum block, supercharged Gen 3 Hemi that produces 1,000 horsepower and 950 foot-pounds of torque, and we'd like to call it the Hellephant. If we reach back into the history books, enthusiasts know that the Gen 2 Hemi engine, 426 Hemi engine, was known as the Elephant engine because it was so big. So this engine's that same displacement, and on top of it we also put a big supercharger like we do on our Hellcrate engine, so we just mashed them together and we came up with the Hellephant. So this engine is going to be launched and available for purchase in the beginning of the first quarter of 2019 through any Mopar dealer or performance wholesaler. And it is available for anybody who wants to put a very extreme engine into their project car. You can really put it in anything that'll fit it, as long as it's built before 1976 or off-road use only. That's where the Crate Hemi kit comes into play. So not only do we have the engine that's available for sale, but we also have everything you need for a plug-and-play install. So the controller, the wiring harness, power distribution center, even the gas pedal. Well, with an engine this extreme, you really need to put it into a car that's going to catch some attention. And since this is the 50-year anniversary of the Dodge Charger, what better vehicle to use to put a 1,000 horsepower crate engine